guys, we've got the most controversial topic I will have talked about yet on this channel. If you guys like these controversial topics and you have some you'd like to talk about, go ahead and hit them at me. But today, we're going to hit up a topic that you're probably going to cause a lot of fluff right here. But it is coming from my own opinion. Guys, understand that. This is coming from my own opinion, my own personal experience. So take that with a grain of salt as it goes in here to this conversation. Topic today is, should you attend college or university, whatever it is in your area, or not? Or should you just get a regular job? Here is why I think it depends on what you want to do with your life. And if you already have something you're enjoying in your life. Alright? My personal experience here talking. I started UPS. I'm going to UPS right now. And I started at 17 years old. I just finished up my junior year in high school. And I started in 1997. So yeah, it's a long time ago. This is my 18th year at UPS. So, within 1 year of working at UPS, I was already making more than double minimum wage. And that was working in the building as just a part-time employee. My parents ragged me and ragged me, saying, you need to go to college, you're going to be a loser, you're never going to get anywhere in your life, you're spinning your wheels. That you guys all know the typical topic I'm talking about. Your family has told you, your teachers have told you, blah, 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 you're never going to go anywhere, you'll be a dead-end bum, whatever, blah, blah. And so, ooh, 370, all right. So you guys have all heard that topic right now. All right, so you guys have all heard the topic about how you're never going to get anywhere in your life, you're going to be a loser, some dead-end, bottom-end job, okay? So let me tell you what happened to me. After two years of working for UPS, after high school, I finally decided, all right, I'll go ahead and attend college. My parents were on me all day long. My dad was a school principal. My mom was a teacher. My dad has 2 master's degrees. My mom just has a regular degree. So I had heard this growing up my whole life, that you'll never go anywhere, blah, blah, blah. However, by the time I was in high school, I was realizing I didn't like school that much more. I just thought it was kind of a, you know, all right, sit there, do your thing the whole time, and just get out every day. I just look forward to getting out of school every single day. So I decided, okay, I'll take a couple classes. My friends were all doing it, you know, they were all, you know, sophomores in college, getting ready to start their junior year. And I said, all right, so I went down to the local community college up there in Jacksonville, Florida, and signed up for 3 or 4 classes. It was some basic stuff, you know, whatever. And so I went ahead and took it. And I was just sitting there like, why am I here? You know, I went ahead and went all the way through. My parents moved us over to Pensacola, Florida. It's kind of near where that downshift is. If you know him, MotoVlogger. He's up in the Panhandle, Florida, and went over to Pensacola, Florida. I finished up community college there, Pensacola Junior College. Ended up going on to the University of West Florida, where I left. And I went through it all, did all the hoops, this, that, and the other. Now, let me explain what goes on. I went for college for a history major. And you ask, why the hell would you do that? You know, why don't you do engineering, computers, blah, 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 blah. I understand that, okay? But at the same time, I was not interested in all those things. I like to play video games, I like to build computers and stuff, but I don't want to do that for the rest of my life. And it wouldn't make me happy anymore if I had to sit there and work on somebody's computer my whole rest of the life. I didn't want to do engineering or any of that kind of stuff. It just none of that stuff ever thrilled me. As a kid, the only thing I wanted to be was a fighter pilot or something like that, or just be a military kid. But I did always like doing things, you know, helping out people, doing this, doing that, running the errands, you know, for the teacher, whatever. I enjoyed just getting out on my own and being my own person. Well, when I actually was at UPS, I figured, you know what, this is the perfect niche for me. Niche riding, right? And I was sitting there, I picked the job because I didn't want to deal with any customers. I just wanted to be my own thing, do my own thing. I didn't want to hear any whiny, stupid customers the whole life. And that's why I went there. And I just suddenly fell in love with the job. And I'm like, this is great. I don't deal with customers. I have great pay, way more than any of my friends make. I have a pension started at UPS, because you get guaranteed pension at UPS. And I have free health care. That's everything. Dental, eye, health, everything. That's all free working for UPS. Okay? You're never going to get that anywhere else, especially as a part-timer. And So when I got out of college, the only reason I was going to college was because I was going to go in the military afterwards. And I was going to join the Army. I did University of West Florida's Army ROTC through my junior year of college. And that was my whole goal, was just to go in the Army afterwards. I was like, you know what, if I'm going to do the college, I might as well do the Army, since I always wanted to be in the military anyways. That was the plan, right? Well, during my junior year, they lost the paperwork for 6 months. Then I was jumping through hoops after that. You have an astigmatism with your contacts. Well, now you got to go get your eyes checked. So twice I go down to the military base, get my eyes checked, blah, 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 blah. Well, it was getting towards the end of the year, and the lieutenant colonel, very nice man, he called me into his office, said, Chad, what's going on here? What's your plans here for the future? I said, well, you know, I feel like I've been run around all day long. It's been almost a whole school year, and I'm still not contracted with the Army yet, and I'm just jumping through hoops. He's like, I understand. He's like, hey, we did everything we could. They screwed up north. We sent in your packet with all the rest of the juniors, and they just screwed it up. It wasn't our fault, but we'll help you out in any way you can. I mean, those people were genuinely very polite and very nice, and they really wanted to see you succeed in life. And I got to tip my hat to that. So what happened is, about 6 months later, I met my wife. Well, we didn't meet. I started talking to her again. We got back in contact again, and she was doing her residency, or not residency, she was doing her clinicals right out of med school. And I went ahead and went the next year to college, and I slowly got through my thing, and I was like, oh, heck with it, whatever. And I decided, you know what, maybe I'll go ahead and become a manager at UPS or whatever. You know, that way, at least I got a good paying job, whatever, and I might even drive. You know, at least I'd use my degree. Well, then I was like, but the wife came along, and the whole world changed, you know what I mean? So, like, a long story short, you know, by this time I was already making such high up money at UPS. I remember talking to one of my professors at the University of West Florida. I was doing the Christmas stuff, and I'd go into his class during the day, and then I'd have to go out in the afternoon with the driver, and I'd meet the driver, and we did all that fun stuff. Well, I was telling him, you know, how it was with my family, this, that, and the other, about how you need to go to school or you're going to be a loser, blah, blah, that kind of stuff. And I told him how much the average driver made. At the time, it was about $78,000 a year for a driver with only a high school education. Is all you had to have to work at UPS. High school education, making $70 grand a year. He's like, do you know how much I make right now with my doctorate degree and working at the University of West Florida for like 15 years? I said, yes, sir, you're about 70, 75,000. He's like, you're right. And right away, I knew then, you know, college isn't for everybody. Nowadays, the average driver now makes between $80,000 and $85,000 a year, and that is the honest to God's truth. I have a personal friend who showed me his check from last year. That guy at the end of the year, as a driver, now take this into consideration. That guy is a overtime workaholic, wants the hours, this, that, and the other. His wife does not work, so he has to provide all the money. By his own self last year, he made over $100,000 a year. Let that sit in there for a minute. High school education, went to the Air Force for a couple of years, got out, and then became a driver. Came back to UPS because you get military leave through UPS. And he became a driver, and now he made over $100,000 a year with only a high school degree. That it blows the mind. Because out of college, if I had decided, all right, I'm going to go ahead and become a teacher, let's say, it was only $33,000, $34,000 a year. I was already making that working double shifts at UPS. As a part-timer, I was making more than that at my pay rate. So I was like, what the hell is the point? So let's go ahead and wrap this story up here. If you feel like you are not the college person, but you are damn good with your hands, you have a career going, let's say you could be a welder, you could be an aircraft mechanic, you were in the military, Air Force, whatever. Let's say you did any one of those kind of number of things. And you're out there making shitloads of money, and you're maybe an electrician making $35 an hour. Dude, you're making far more than the average guy with a college degree. Now later on down the road, after 15, 20 years, and a bunch of promotions, he's probably going to make more than you. There's no doubt. The average UPS manager that I remember was just over $100,000 if you're a building manager. Okay? So, but they get all their bonuses and all that shit too. And I understand that. But those poor guys are there 12, 13, 14 hours a day. Think about that. The guys that make the $100,000 a year in this world, that hustle for that big money paycheck, they also work shitloads of hours, and they really have to earn it to make that kind of money. So my thing to you is, if you're happy with what you're doing, if you're in a technical program at your high school or whatever, and you enjoy the stuff, and you really just are so happy with your job, don't worry about going to college. You know what? I'm still paying back my student loans, and I damn well owe about $10,000 left. Alright? Now I pay extra on every month, but you think about that for a while. I'm paying on something that I haven't been in college in, and oh shit, I want to say 5-6 years now, because I waited a while to go to college. So you think about that, and then you come out here and say, well hell, if I would have just started driving for UPS the whole time, I would have never needed to go to college. I wouldn't have got myself into debt, and I would have easily had a house, all that stuff so much sooner in my life. So it's all up to what you want to do in your life. If you want to be some a big boss or whatever, then you need to go to college. If you are doing some technical degree, you want, I don't know, you work in engineering, electrical, whatever, you need to get the college degree. I understand that. You will need that. But if you're just saying, oh, I don't know, I'm just going to get myself a business degree or whatever and just sit there all day long, you just, to me, it's like you're wasting your time. Go get yourself a nice, what's it called, a technical education. Do something like that. Get some on-the-job training. Dude, I heard that UPS aircraft mechanics, we're right by the airport right now, the guys that work on the engines for the UPS planes are making over $50 an hour base. That's not overtime. That's base. You show me how many college students are making $50 or more an hour when they break down their salary. You're not going to find very many. My wife is a doctor, and you break it down, she's around a little over $100 an hour, 100 and something. But that's with how many years of college? 4 years of college. I think it's 3 or 4 years medical school, 3 years of residency. That's, you know, 11, 12 years right there she gave to make that kind of money. Her student loan was $250,000. We still owe 90-something thousand. That's a house. That's a cheap house that she's paying on right now. Her student loan is more than our house payment. So, as I begin to wrap this up, I want you guys just to understand that you don't have to go to college to make good money. But I want you to understand that, you know, you're not going to just go out there in the world and do it. You know, make shitloads of money unless you already have a good trade going on. You've got some good skills going on. That kind of thing. I have another buddy of mine from high school. He joined the Navy the day after high school. He literally left the day after. Really smart kid. I was up in Jacksonville, Florida. His dad was Navy, so he went to the Navy right after. I mean, a genius. Scored the ASVAB higher than I did. He got like a 98, 99. I got like a 97. So we were like neck and neck. And that guy went into nukes for nuke subs. That bitch, last time I knew, he was an E8 now in the Navy. If once he leaves the Navy, he can go get a job at one of those nuclear plants around the country and make some real money. And I hear they're making upwards of like $100 an hour too. $100 with a high school education. Granted, you got all the training and stuff from the Navy, but that's what I'm talking about. Get yourself a good training like that if you don't plan on going to college, if you don't find that that's right for you. Anyways, guys, I figured I'd go ahead and start wrapping this up. I'm almost to UPS now. I'm on the way in. But I thought this was a topic that was really big to me because a lot of people ask about college, this, that, and the other. Yes, I did go to college. Am I saying everybody needs to go to college? No. If you have a badass job, just hang with it. You're probably going to make more, especially if you're one of those jobs. But going understanding that you might have a dirty job. You're not going to be in a suit and tie every day doing those kind of jobs. So you can make all the money you want. Hell, you can mow lawns and make more. I mean, you just got to understand what you're willing, and you've got to be willing to work for it. That goes in college, that goes out in your regular world life. Anyways, guys, I really hope you like this video. If you like this little bit of controversial topic, let me know. Remember, it is my own opinion from my own personal experiences. If I had been working at McDonald's, you bet your ass I would have really been hustling to get that college degree and get a real job after college. And that's the way it sits. But when I was already making that much, it's just like, yeah, whatever. The driver's salary right now for non-overtime is about $33.30 an hour. $33 an hour is what the average full-time driver is making at UPS right now. And then overtime, I want to say it's around $48 an hour he's making overtime, and they always get about 2 or 3 hours every day of overtime. That's no shit. Okay, the average driver is bringing home $1,400 a week after taxes. That you can ask your local UPS driver. That's about how much they're making for the average week. $1,400, and that's after taxes. And remember, you have free health care with UPS. You have free pension with UPS. You don't have to pay for any of that. So it's like they're guaranteed they're making already over $100,000 a year with all your benefits you don't have to pay for. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys watching this kind of stuff. I really want to speak my mind a little bit and share with you my thoughts on the topic. If you guys might disagree with me, and that is totally fine. Everybody has their own choices in life. Remember, it is your choice in life to make. Do not let anybody force you into that choice. You are an adult, and you will have to make those choices one day. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you hit that like button. If you enjoyed it, subscribe. If you would like to talk about any more controversial topics, hit me up with it. Say, hey, I don't care. I mean, I'm going to kind of stay away from, like, you know, politics, this, that, and the other, because that is just a firestorm waiting to happen. But, you know, I'm a gun owner, this, that, and the other, and a lot of people don't like that stuff, so, oh well. Anywho, I will see you guys at the very next video. Thank you very much for watching. Talk to you later. Woo! Big brown, bitches! Big brown! Come make some money with me, boys. Come make some money. UPS Hub Orlando. Oh, yeah.